What's going on, guys? It's Tony from Lomo Paintball, and today I am bringing you a comparison between the brand new Shocker Amp versus the Planet Eclipse 170R. Arr, baby. So these two, these guys go head to head. Price point, this one's $800 pretty much for the 170R, and the new Shocker Amp is right around $900. So you got a $100 price points difference right off the bat. So Mark, hit me with some questions. Let's do this.
So let's start with barrels. Tell me what the difference between the barrels is.
Barrels. So I'll just pull this one off and then we'll talk about this. So this is the new Shocker Amp. Obviously, barrel-wise, this comes with a 14-inch two-piece all-American spiral tip that does take the Freak XL inserts. So right off the go, I mean, that's a huge plus. You guys can change inserts to fit the bore size of your need. So this is the Shocker Amp coming with the Freak XL barrel. And then we're on to the Planet Eclipse 170R. This is the 14.5-inch shaft system barrel. It's two-piece, but it does not take any inserts. So there's that.
All right. Do they have thumb wheels on their feed necks?
Yeah, yes, they do. So Shocker Amp head does have a nice adjustable thumb wheel right there. And then also, as you can see on the 170R, once again, a little bit bigger so you can get a little bit better grip to tighten down on whatever hopper you guys are using. So both of them do come with, you know, the aluminum feed necks with the locking lever and the adjustable thumb wheel. So
how come one has a significantly larger front grip?
One has a significantly larger front grip. I'm assuming you're talking about the 170 mark, due to the fact of that is where the battery is stored. So guys, let me just set this over here for a second. This is the 170, and as you can see, it's a toolless front grip, toolless access to the battery component, and is a 9-volt that sits right inside of that bad boy. So that's a pretty cool feature. I like it. You can change your battery within, 15 seconds if you really wanted to. Completely toolless. Actually, while I'm in there, I'm going to show you this. I'm going to pull it back off. The eye covers. If you can zoom in on that part, Mark. See this latch? That's the latch. You guys can access your eye covers in case there's any broken paint inside the gun by completely toolless once again. So that's pretty cool. Latch slides back and forth. You can get in there and clean the eyes with the Q-tip if you need to.
Okay, so where's the battery in the amp?
The battery in the amp is a 9-volt that sits in the back grip. So right here, not in the front grip, but back here, it's a 9-volt battery. That's how the gun is powered.
And what about the eyes on the amp, since you talked about
the eyes on the amp? Since I talked about those, as you can zoom in there, you're going to need an Allen wrench to take those eye covers off. Not the end of the world, but not completely toolless. So.
Okay, triggers. Triggers comparable?
Triggers, pretty much comparable. I know they have a name for, I believe this is the blade trigger that comes on the 170R, and this is the newest style version of the trigger for the amp. They're both, this one's got some more curvature to it for sure. The blade trigger is definitely more flat and kind of slim, and it's really up to you guys personal preference-wise of what you guys, it's comfortable to you. So.
Are there upgrades available for both of those?
Yes, there are. For the amp right now, I think they're in process of it. I know there has been some 3D printed models and other triggers as well for the 170R, definitely.
All right, toolless bolt removal?
Both of them are toolless bolt removal. I'll start with the 170. It's kind of an up and out motion, Mark. So you're going to push this thing up, and then it's going to slide out completely toolless with the Gamma Core. So it's, very nice. I'll set that down. And then the new amp is the quarter turn system. So it's a quarter turn in the back towards you, and it just slides right on out. So both toolless, and so there's no need to bust out your set of Allen wrenches for them.
Soft tip bolt upgrades?
Both of them. Yeah, you can do soft tip bolts for either one of these guns, and obviously people are going to be asking what does that do? It's for brittle paint. A lot of these, guys that are shooting these are tournament players, and you're shooting brittle tournament paint, so you want the softest shot possible.
Okay, on-off ASAs?
Yes, pops ASA on the 170. So you're going to be, obviously, it's just a little silver push button here, and that's how you engage and disengage the air. And then the amp has the new kind of redesigned twist knob ASA on off. So still self-bleeding, but it's a kind of rigid twist knob here on the bottom. So you can get a good hold and grip of that bad boy.
Okay. Let's see, we got the obvious milling differences.
Did you hit me with the operating pressures on these?
Not yet. I was still working on the outside.
Okay,
I was
that's
trying
fine.
to think, let's see.
So we did bolt, you know.
Yeah, 170 looks a little bulkier in the grip versus the.
In this
amp.
one, they actually have slimmed this down on the amp compared to the previous XLS model. So the front grip is definitely slimmer with a new outer rubber grip as well. So, yep.
Okay, so operating pressure, since you brought it up, let's knock that out.
Okay, operating pressure, you're talking 135 PSI on the 170R, which is really good. For the Shocker amp, they've dropped it down 20% from the previous model, and this one operates right around 105 to 110 PSI, which is going to be, you know, both guns are good for shooting brittle paint. This one's a little bit softer.
Now, I'm a mech guy. What if I want to convert these to their mech options?
Ooh, there is an option for the 170 called the M170, which is mechanical, and then the Shocker has a CVO frame. That's a good question though, Mark. For the amp, I don't know if the CVO frame is compatible with this. So I know Shocker makes a CVO, which is their mechanical version, but I don't know if you can buy a CVO frame and put it on this new amp. If you guys know, if you're a tech out there, if you guys have or haven't done it, let us know in the comments below. But since this gun's new, I don't think you can. For the amp, I know you can do it with the XLS. So, hey, that's a good question. I like it.
We just did an efficiencies test on the amp.
did.
I don't remember, did we do one with the 170?
We probably did. I believe we did, but they're both about the same. I think you might get an extra pod or so out of the amp currently, but they're both, I mean, you're talking 10 plus pods, depending on what size tank you're using. They're both very efficient markers for sure. So if you're thinking about buying one of the two, you're not going wrong either way.
All right, and if it's only $100 difference in
Correct.
price, it's not going to break the bank either way.
Correct, yep.
I can't think of anything else.
Both great
offhand.
guns. Okay, so we did the barrel, talked about the feed necks, triggers. I would like to mention for at least the amp, since you are going to be paying $100 more, it's one set screw in the back to take the frame off, and then you have a solenoid that you can easily just detach and rebuild completely toolless. So that's a pretty cool feature of the new design. So
the amp is more maintenance friendly.
maintenance friendly in that aspect. I mean, hopefully you're not trying to maintenance your solenoid often. You shouldn't have to, but if it does come to that and you want to switch it over to, because I think they did this for that reason, Mark, kind of, you know, reverting back to what you asked me about mechanical wise, you can actually swap out the solenoid here with that silver lever that's inside and throw in the mechanical version. I believe that's what Russell was talking about. So yeah, this gun can definitely go, yeah, no. Okay, so it's coming back to me, Mark. This gun can definitely go mechanical. Yep, flip the solenoid, you can interchange it and put, yes. Yes, you can. You guys don't need to answer in the comments because I already know, so.
Too late, they already did.
Yeah, they did.
I'm reading.
Oh my
right
God,
now.
you're dumb.
I guess last thing would be okay, a hopper to put on these. And the reason I'm asking is there a benefit to using a certain hopper with one of these over the other, or can they both run the same hopper without an issue?
They can both run the same hopper without an issue. They're both very, you know, highly, you know, fine-tuned machines. So, and you want to throw a spire on there, or a control loader, or a rotor, or, you know, you name it, they both can, you know, handle very well with any higher end hopper on the market. So
Can I see you hold each one up like you're gonna play with it so we can see?
I don't
like,
even have a tank, Mark. How do you want to hold it like this, or hold it like
Yeah,
that?
just-
How you want me to hold
I
it?
guess if you don't have a tank, it doesn't make as much sense, but
No, that's fair. I mean, just kind of an overall, you know, outline.
yeah, I didn't know if like
Yeah.
if one has a better line of sight or anything that we could tell by you
I mean,
looking down the.
both of the feed necks are roughly about the same size, I feel like. And like you pointed out earlier, it's a little bulky in the front end of the 170 just due to, obviously that's where the batteries are. But I mean, for the most part, they're fairly Fairly similar. So
I guess there's no reason to drag this video out
That's
any
it.
longer than it needs to be, except for I have a question from the
Ooh,
YouTube.
and he hits me with the question.
Of course I do.
He got me.
Ben Fours wants to know, what's one of the bucket list scenario events one should attend? What's a bucket list event
Well, obviously it was,
scenario?
I mean, scenario like the Living Legend stuff. I've heard a lot of good things about Skirmish. So either check out Living Legends still. I think Hanu does a version of that. Living Legends or Skirmish Paintball holds a huge, I think the Battle of Normandy, Mark? Does that ring a bell?
Yeah.
I believe that's there.
Invasion
I
of
believe it is.
Normandy? Ion? Is that what they call it?
Invasion of Normandy.
Yeah.
Yes, I think so. Yep.
And I'm going to give a little shout out to one of the local fields. The Monster game at Hell's is always a good
Yeah.
time.
Oh, yeah.
And that's
Yep.
usually, or it's been recently, bring your own paint, which is
For sure.
unheard of. So
Yeah, then they do GI versus the world and stuff like that out at Hell Survivors too. So that's a good field. Bucket list though, check out Skirmish Paintball. I think there's thousands of players that go out there. So
sounds good. There you go. You got a question, leave it in the comments below. Otherwise, we will compare some other paintball gear that you can buy at lonewolfpaintball.com.
take it easy, guys.